Hello, this is Mark Mitchell, and I will be with you during the summer session of Sociology 210 in 2021. And I just wanted to make a brief video to help you familiarize yourself with where things are in the course. So I've already logged in to Blackboard, and I am here. You see all the tabs on the left, and I just briefly wanted to give you an idea of what you would find if you click on these tabs. So the first one is the announcements, and that's actually where we have defaulted to, and when you enter the course, that's what you'll see first. And so oftentimes I will post information there for the class so you can read it. Maybe here, or maybe through an email or Blackboard, but it's just things that you may need to know or interesting things that I'd like to share. They'll be here. Your passwords for your quizzes and exams will be found under the announcements section of Blackboard. So again, you'll come here first thing. The second tab is the course information, and there's lots of important things here. Number one is your syllabus, and you definitely want to read that and be aware of the requirements and just how you get your grade and all kinds of good information. Dates, they're in the syllabus and in Blackboard too. So you definitely want to be aware of when your assignments are due, because I do not accept late assignments, and especially with your quizzes, the exams, and the paper, those have to be in at a certain date. Okay, so if you have any questions, you should ask, but also refer back to your syllabus and Blackboard itself. The student acknowledgement form is something that everyone should email me back. You will fill in your information, and then if there's anything else that you think I should know, please share that with me. But email that back to me as soon as you can. It's one of the first things you should probably do in the course. I will list my schedule for the summer. We are an online class, and there are many ways to contact me. We can use email, we can use phone. And then Blackboard Collaborate is already built in our course, but if we need to meet each other and speak with each other face to face, that is a great tool to use. Okay, so I've listed some of my contact information here. I won't be on campus during the summer, but we have multiple ways we can contact each other. This is my office number, but I can share other numbers too if needed to help contact me. There's a older picture, okay, but just to give you an idea, if you're who I am, if you're ever on campus and we get back to a normal schedule, you can definitely stop by the health building and say hello if you'd like. That's certainly fine. The third tab is the one you'll use the most. Okay, so that's where we're going to find really all of our assignments. Okay, so when in doubt, what I say is to click on weekly lessons. The Getting Started tab is maybe after the first few days. You probably won't use it much. Here's the enrollment verification. Be sure you complete that date. Now I've got here 5/20, but I'm going to correct that, but it's 5/18. So that means within the first 2 days of our summer session, you should complete this quiz, and that basically puts you in the class. Okay. So I will correct that date, but make sure you please complete that. All right, so I have some introduction here and some links. We're actually going through the navigation video, so you really won't need to use that again unless you just need to. I have some other items here, about what the course is about, how to find your assignments, and then what to do next. So make sure you complete your student acknowledgement form, emailing that back to me. Complete your enrollment verification quiz, and then you can start working on your assignments, and I'll show you where to find that. I do have one small assignment here. It's the Connect orientation, but it's really to familiarize students with how Connect operates, and I imagine most of you are very experienced, but if you're not, you are paying for that software, and that's how your assignments are submitted. So this is a very short assignment. Just click here, follow the link, and you'll be able to finish that. Okay, I'm going to go back to the weekly lessons, and then the assignments is where you'll be clicking most of the time. Okay, so later in the semester we have a paper. Now it's open, and I'll adjust the date here, but you can complete that early, from the time the semester begins until the due date. I think I have it, definitely down here right. The due date for it is July the 4th. I'll need to correct that here. That date is expired. The quizzes, they live separately in these folders, okay? And you can see the due dates for the first quiz, and you have those days to take it. Once it expires, it's gone. So please keep up with the dates. Write them down, print them off, put them near your workstation where you'll be accessing your Blackboard shell, and then remember that the passwords are located under the announcements page in Blackboard. Okay, quizzes are shorter, exams are longer. Quizzes count less, exams count the most, but this is 2/3 of your grade right here. Now you can see in our book we have 16 chapters, and I've made 16 different little links, and I've just put a note here that the last 2 chapters we cover rather quickly. And so usually it's a full week, but not true for the last chapter we cover. It's really about really a little more than half a week. Now all these folders are basically the same, except they deal with a different chapter. So I'm just going to click on chapter 1, and what you see here is what you should really be doing for here in chapter 1. Some of these assignments are recommended. So, for example, reading is highly recommended. It's not required. There's no assignment or grade that comes from it. But assignments that do have a grade are the Learn Smart, the review, the core concept video, and the discussion board. Now, all those are required, and they go into your grade. And then I have resources that you can look at them, but they're not for a grade. If you use them, fine. If you don't, fine. Some people like them and use them. Some people feel that they don't need them. But it's just different ways to cover the material. Okay, so you can find out which way you benefit from and you like the most. Now, these learning objectives are nothing that you should write down. Or submit in written form. But it's really after you've read, for example, you should be able to answer these questions and be looking for on the quiz and exam, a multiple choice form of a lot of these statements. Okay, here's a brief outline. Remember, our chapters are 25 to 30 pages, and so this has been condensing those 25 pages into something very, very short. For visual learners, you may want to look at the PowerPoint slides. I have lots of notes, but before you print them, just look at the spacing. I have a video on each chapter, and I just discuss some of the things that I find interesting and important. You can use that if you would like. If that helps you feel like you're in class a little bit more, then please use those. So those are, 30 to 40 minutes, about as if we were in class together. The video and media are just extra things, okay? If you really like the chapter, you can click here, and often these are just websites that I list, okay? So some chapters have more than others. Now notice the writing assignments, there's nothing here, and it's only during the July 4th that we actually have a writing assignment. That's your paper, and that's where you would click to start submitting it and find the link to the video and the link for submitting your electronic version of your paper. Your regular assignments, now these are all required that I was mentioning earlier, but there's your Learn Smart. You have unlimited opportunities to complete this. I recommend doing them weekly, but you do have time flexibility. So you can wait late in the semester and start to do it, but that's not a good idea. The discussion board, now this one is time sensitive, and you can see the time frame for when it must be completed. I do not accept late assignments. If these are the links to the articles, and then you can use this link itself to go to the forum. So make sure you check your spelling, your grammar, that it's appropriate. Use the functions on a word processing software to make sure you've got that in line, and then it should be at least 300 words. And I want you to really put half of facts from the article, from the middle, beginning, the middle, the end, and then also half of it should be your thoughts. Okay, so if you use an outside source, you need to cite that. Okay, these go through a plagiarism engine. And I'm really interested in hearing what you think, not what somebody else has written online. If you need help with the discussion board articles, here's a video. You can use in reference to that. And then the flash term cards are not part of the grade, but if you want help in vocabulary and studying for a quiz or exam, please refer to this. Okay, so that's how all these chapters really boil down to, okay, except the material changes each chapter. Okay, so that was a long section, but again, trying to give you a brief idea of what's here. All right, so we do have an e-text for our class. The next tab is the e-text. If you're an experienced Connect user, this probably will be an area where you're not going to use that much. You can opt out from the e-text. That's not a good idea either, because then you'll have to find an alternate way to submit your assignments, and that's the student's responsibility. If you do opt out, you need to tell me within the first 3 days of the course, and then I can help with that. And then at some point later, maybe 6 to 8 weeks, you would get a check back for that fee that you are assessed when you sign up for the course. Again, a bad idea to opt out, but that's up to each student. If you have any trouble, here is a address that'll take you to the tech support for McGraw-Hill. The software is getting so good now that you rarely have to use that, but if you do, that's a good place to start. And here's a picture of the hardback. It's a big picture there, but that's what the book actually looks like. Okay, so again, you can buy a paper copy of the book. That's an additional fee. You have paid for an electronic version, and of course you need good, reliable, high-speed internet as well. All right, so collaboration. Now, we really won't use Collaborate unless you need to speak with me, and we can. This is a convenient way to meet together, but I can definitely meet with you if you want to do that. We just have to set a date and time. The discussion board. Now, this is one way to access it. I actually like going through the weekly lessons, the assignments where we just were, and say click on chapter 1, but you can access it this way. The benefit this way is there's your article. You can look at how they're being graded, okay? And then you can also, if it's an article that you need some help with, you can click on this link here, and I'll give you some of the things that I found interesting, okay? So, but you can do whichever way you like best. The My Grades is keep a close eye on your grades. We have a running total in Blackboard, and if you ever have questions, please contact me. I will double check your grades in Excel. Now, you don't really get to see that like you do Blackboard, but again, just contact me, and we want to make sure grades are accurate and no problem to answer questions. About email, okay, and please use that to contact me as much as you like. There's no time that you can't send an email. I check it frequently, Monday through Thursday, and also Friday, but then Saturdays and Sundays it may take just a little bit longer for me to respond, okay, but I'm usually very prompt. The tool area, now that's where I click in order to access the e-text, and again, you've paid for that, so there's no additional fee. But just come over here to this red square, and then go to my Connect section, and then we are in the Connect software, and then here's our e-text. You can click here, and you are looking at the e-text now. So I'm sure you will be using that quite often. I just happen to be here at 4:05, but really good. Lots of options there. Okay, Blackboard Help, again, there for questions you might have, and of course Jolt on Campus is another resource for that. We really won't be purchasing anything else, but you may have another course that, hey, that link may help you. And then at the end of the term, I'm sure you filled out a course evaluation before, but the college wants your feedback there on different courses that are offered. I wanted to keep this brief today, and I think I've done that, and I've gone through and given a little description. Please contact me if I can help you, and I appreciate so much you taking the course. I hope you learn a lot from the subject matter. I've tried to incorporate that as well, and just a lot of interesting issues to discuss. I'm going to stop there today, but please contact me if I can assist you further. Have a good day. Bye-bye.